If you've ever found yourself wondering, should I use stock or broth? This is the video for you. Hey guys, I am Steve from Cookout Coach, where we're all about trying to help you take your barbecue to the next level no matter what you need. Today what we're going to be talking about is the differences in certain ingredients. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the difference between a stock and a broth. A lot of times you'll see recipes for injections, marinades, brines, sauces, soups that call for one of these two ingredients, and a lot of people wonder what's the difference and can I use them interchangeably. So mainly the big difference between a stock and a broth is what it's made of. Stocks are generally made from boiling down the bones from your meat. For instance, a chicken carcass, you would boil down the skeleton of the chicken and it will release a lot of the natural chicken flavors, specifically through the bones, the marrow, those kind of things. Pretty much it comes from collagen, which is going to break down and give you a rich, full flavor. Broth, on the other hand, is created from boiling down the meat of the animals. For instance, if you boiled down pieces of chicken, pieces of fish, pieces of beef, what you would end up with there is a broth and not a stock. You're still going to have fantastic flavor here, but without that collagen, it's not going to be quite as rich. For me, that richness is really where I define where I want to use a broth or a stock. In things like brisket and large, tough cuts of meat, the juiciness that you perceive when you eat it is not necessarily from actual moisture, but more that collagen broke down into gelatin and coats your mouth. That's really that perceived moisture. So, for me, stocks are great for things like injections and marinades and brines. I want to get as much of that collagen inside of that meat as I possibly can. It's still going to take that flavor with it. It's going to be there. But if I can add more of that broken down collagen, I believe it'll lead to a better mouthfeel. Where broths are slightly thinner, I find I like to use broths more in things like sauces, soups. When I wrap up meat, I prefer to use a broth as opposed to a stock. Something where I'm not concerned about that richness of feel, I'm more concerned just about the flavor. So here it is, the Cookout Coach quick rule of thumb. Stocks do more for me to create a great mouthfeel and the essence of moisture retention. If you're doing something like an injection or a brine, I go with a stock. Broths do a better job for me of giving that pop of flavor. If you're creating a sauce, a braise, a mop, or a wrap, I go with a broth. I hope you found all this helpful, and if you're new to live fire cooking, why don't you click this playlist up here where we'll go over all the basics. We'll see you in a few, and we'll get you sorted.